Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly. Okay, this is Grizzly True Crime, and today our case takes us to Michigan. And I have a poll going where I asked you if you've ever heard of this case, and to my surprise, 78% of you have never heard of this case. So don't worry, whether you have followed it closely, which is 7% of you, whether you've heard of it but not followed it much, 15%, or never heard of it, we're going to discuss everything that we know so far in the case of London Thomas. Now, do know it does, of course, come with a trigger warning because it involves the murder of a 17-year-old. And the allegations are that it's her ex-boyfriend and his mother that killed her and hid her body in a storage bin in a vehicle and parked that vehicle in somebody's driveway for 2 weeks before the discovery was made. Okay, so we've got lots of clips to look at. And of course, I've got a presentation. I've even got the map ready if we want to look at that at some point during this presentation. And we're going to see the ex-boyfriend and the mother's arraignment as well. We'll be watching that today as well. All right, so please like and share, even if the topic is difficult. Sometimes it's difficult to like because you might feel like, damn, but this topic is so hard. It's not about that. It's just for the algorithm, just for YouTube, just to say, yes, please show this to more people so they can learn about the case. They can share information. Maybe they saw something, heard something, have something to give to the prosecutors in this case, whatever it is. So thank you for liking or checking that your like button works and sharing. Welcome to all my moderators. Thank you so much for everything you do. And if you're on Patreon, you can see some cat pictures there today. All right, are we ready? London Thomas. She was born May 10th of 2007 to her mother, Jasma Bennett, and father, Cedric Salisbury, in Detroit, Michigan. Her stepfather is Darnell Johnson, and her grandmother is Justina Martin. She was last seen on April 5th of 2025 at approximately 4 a.m. when her sister dropped her off at Jalen Pendergras's house on Carlisle Street in Inkster, Michigan. Jalen was her 23-year-old ex-boyfriend at the time, so he was dating a minor. That should be a charge in itself, you know what I mean? But okay, also if you look at the day she was last seen, April 5th, she was very soon going to turn 18 years old. And in fact, her funeral was held on her what would have been her 18th birthday. That is so sad. Oh my goodness. So yeah, Jalen and his mother, they're the ones who've been arrested. Now, on April 5th and 6th, her family filed a missing persons report with the Inkster Police Department. So now, we have lots of questions, I'm sure, right? Like, I have no idea why she was meeting up with her ex-boyfriend at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if he asked her to come over to get her stuff because they'd broken up. Because they said they had broken up. Even the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office put out a statement recently, and they said that they had broken up when she arrived at the house. So maybe the ex-boyfriend said, come and fetch all your stuff, okay? And then I don't know what went wrong there, but the allegation is that she was asphyxiated. And both ex-boyfriend and his mother are charged with that. So April 5th and 6th, very soon, right after, on that last day she was seen, they knew something was up, and her family filed a missing persons report with the Inkster Police Department. From the Metro Detroit News on Instagram, they said London was last seen on Carlisle Street in Inkster, reportedly with her boyfriend, according to family. Her phone later pinged in a field near Cooper Upper Elementary School, located on Ann Arbor Trail in Westland between Inkster and Middlebelt Roads. She's described as 5'8", 115 pounds, with red and blonde hair and a red butterfly tattoo on her neck. She was last seen wearing pink Crocs, black leggings, and either a black hoodie with a Jason mask or a green hoodie that says 1-800 Mental Health Matters. Details about who she was last seen with or whether that person is being questioned at that time was very vague, right? Authorities said Thomas's sister reported her missing to the Inkster Police Department on April 5th, and on April 6th, Thomas's mother reported her missing to the Detroit police when she did not return home. So the family acted very quickly, being like, something is really wrong. This teen has not come home. And the last thing we know is we dropped her off at her ex-boyfriend's house. So, I mean, I'm just going to already say, how dumb is the ex-boyfriend and the mother? The ex-boyfriend's mother, I'm saying. How dumb are those two to be like, oh, I don't know, she left our house, we never saw her. Like, she was last dropped off at your house. Okay, so now, before we continue here, I'm going to show you a clip of when her family was searching for her, because this was at first, of course, a missing persons case, and she was missing for 21 days before her body was found. So let's have a look at these clips, and then I will also show you the map.
I don't wish this on no one. It's the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life, but we're not gonna stop looking.
A father's desperate search for his daughter, 17-year-old London Thomas, who was last seen Saturday the 5th. Family and friends scouring through woods, through wetlands, through abandoned trailers.
Not back here. However, there's empties up that way.
Focusing on the areas near Cooper Elementary School in Westland, where her father, Cedric Salisbury, says her phone last pinged. What are your thoughts on this place? I mean, there's a lot of woods, there's a river.
Lot of Royal Cemetery. It's definitely creepy. I think we just need to step up the search even more.
London was last seen April 5th on Carlisle Street in Inkster. Salisbury says she may have been visiting an older man.
I personally don't know, but from my understanding, she was talking to a much older guy, and she was a minor. And ever since that, we have no more clues or any details. But that was the last person she was known to be seen with.
Inkster police investigating alongside Detroit Police's missing persons unit. Fox 2 saw numerous police vehicles on Carlisle on Friday. As for this father and these volunteers, they plan to continue searching and praying for answers for...
As long as it takes, as long as maybe we can find some updates or leads or anything, people might know something, they can come talk to me personally. We're going to just keep the efforts going as long as we can.
In Westland, Scott Walczak, Fox.
Shame. Her family and all these volunteers were searching for her every day that she was missing. So worried. And of course, the ex-boyfriend wasn't there searching, and neither was his mother, okay? They were just like, I don't know, she left our house and that's it. We don't know anything else. So now that I've shown you that, let's quickly have a look at the map. Okay, and we are back. Let's have a look here. Let's see, so that you can visualize when we do the rest of this presentation where everything is. So again, we're in Michigan today, and the case starts, I don't know exactly where her home was, but I know that she was dropped off around this Carlisle Street address. It's also what the Wayne County prosecutor shared. So just a YouTube disclaimer, I'm not doxing anyone or showing anything I'm not supposed to be showing. It's public record from the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office in a homicide case involving a teenage victim. India Isham said hello at Grizzly and the Grizzlies. Thank you so much, India. I really appreciate that sticker so much. All right, so if we go here to this Carlisle Street, that is where the ex-boyfriend, the 23-year-old, lives. I don't know if he lived there with his mother, but I would assume so. Right, because the mother said she saw the teen, London Thomas, leaving her house. So to me, that means, okay, you live together. So the mother's house, really, and the ex-boyfriend's there. She was dropped off there on April 5th at 4 in the morning, never seen again. Then her phone last pinged at this Cooper Upper Elementary School, as you can see here. And then where her body was eventually found was further north on this Millard Street. And I have so many questions about that, and we're going to go over the details, but it's like they parked an SUV at a house on Millard Street in someone's driveway, a single mom with 3 kids. They just parked the SUV there. Did they know that person? Did that person know like whose car that is, or did they not report it saying there's someone's car here for 2 weeks? Or I don't know what was going on there. I don't know. They haven't said anything like that. But let's just see how long this journey is. Oh, my bad. The journey is 16 miles total from where she was last seen to where her body was found. So it'll be about probably 15 miles without this. So if we speculate, it seems like ex-boyfriend and mother allegedly drove north. I don't know where her phone, I don't think they ever found her phone. They just say it last pinged in this Cooper Up Elementary School, and you just saw her family, they were searching around that area for her. And so maybe from here her phone was turned off, discarded, I don't know. And then they continued further north and dropped off an SUV up there. So now you can visualize that as we go through our presentation. So let's bring this up again. Where is it? There you go. Okay, so we're going to bring this up again. Again, she was seen April 5th of 2025. Okay, so this is Jalen, the 23-year-old ex-boyfriend, and his mother, Charla. And that's London Thomas, who was missing. Now, the ex-boyfriend, 23, the mother, his mother, 49, and she, the victim, was 17 at the time, almost going to turn 18. So on April 11th, remember she was last seen April 5th at their house, right? April 11th, Charla calls up a male friend and asks this male friend to help her transport a sealed plastic bin with, they quote it in the media as with unknown content. So I don't know if that's how she said it to him. Like, hey man, I need you to help me transport this plastic storage bin, okay, to an SUV parked on Millard Street in Southfield, Michigan, approximately 15 miles from their home. The friend helped, not knowing, what was in the storage bin or what the hell the story was. The friend just helped. And so on April 17th, then, Jalen's house was searched by law enforcement. Candle speak ahead, thank you so much. Bice said, can't imagine the mom was involved. I know, right? DJ, welcome as well. So we've got that timeline. Now hold on one second, I've got more clips to show you. Okay, wait, that's not it yet. Okay, we've got this one. The home of the boyfriend, wait, just to make sure, yeah, April 17th, Jalen's house searched by law enforcement. So this was now an FBI raid. So he was a person of interest all along because that's where 17-year-old London Thomas was last seen. And he wasn't really talking. The mother, his mother was like, well, I don't know, she left our house. She just came here and just left. And the story wasn't adding up. Okay, so then they raided, the FBI raided his home. Let's have a look at that clip.
It's based on some concerning information they found during phone extractions, adding that they will update us as soon as they have enough information to make an official arrest. And just earlier today, London's family organized a search for her at the location where her phone last pinged in Westland near Cooper Elementary School. And after a grueling and emotional day of that search, some family members raced over to this raid hoping for answers. Are you hoping this search brings some answers?
I want something, yes, so I can let my mom and my family know, like, she's still out here, or if he harmed her, then God have mercy on his soul. There's no vendetta, no vengeance or nothing. We just want her alive and well.
And with London's 18th birthday just next month, family tells me they all hope they can celebrate together with London, and they are hoping for the community's prayers during this difficult time.
Okay, so we have that one as well. So April 17th, Jalen's house searched by law enforcement. We have that. And then, did you see? I actually have one more clip of that for you. Hold on.
Hi, Rhonda. We're back on Carlisle Street here in Inkster where that search happened yesterday. The Detroit police, along with the FBI, conducted a search of a house just down the road here, about 4 houses down. And this is the second search of this home related to the disappearance of London Thomas. Take a look at some video. Here's video of that search yesterday. And again, this was the second search of that house. We do not know if police investigators found anything of interest at the home during the search. London Thomas was last seen April 5th after being dropped off at her boyfriend's house on Carlisle Street. Her family says her phone pinged in Westland. However, there hasn't been any activity since then. Her loved ones have also conducted searches but have not discovered any clues about her disappearance. As you can imagine, her family is desperate for answers.
We're working together, knowing what we all can do and can contribute to bring her home. And no matter what, London, I don't care. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. You will be home with me. All will be forgiven. It can all be healed. I don't care what it is. And I just want her home as soon as possible.
James, so that was her mother and stepfather there.
So the Detroit Police Department is helping with this investigation and helping with this search. The FBI is involved as well. If you have any information about the disappearance of London Thomas, you can help this family out. You can help police by calling Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous. That number is 1-800-SPEAK-UP. We're live in
So if you have any information still, that maybe you have not submitted yet, it's never too late. You could help the investigation. Miss Detroit on the point with the info. Welcome. You said, hello chat, salute to all. Welcome to you. Welcome to all locals. This case is taking place in Michigan, and London Thomas was from Detroit, Michigan. So April 17th was when the ex-boyfriend's house was searched, right? So that's where we are in the timeline. I hope you guys are following. If you missed the beginning, I hope you'll go back a bit or watch it later, right? On April 26th, that friend that helped Charla with the storage bin, because she probably said, oh, I've got like a heavy storage bin, can you just help me put it in this vehicle? Okay, and then she put the vehicle, whoever put the vehicle, somebody put the vehicle away, 15 miles away from their home on Millage Street. Don't know what the connection is to that address. So on April 26th, that friend, okay, had a very uneasy feeling, especially because Charlotte actually brought it up again, started speaking about it again. Maybe, we don't know the context of that, but I would guess saying, like, don't tell anybody. If anyone asks you about it, don't say a thing. And at that point, of course, there were missing persons flyers everywhere. There was all this media coverage of this missing teen. So this friend did the right thing. Then they called the police. So they contact the Inkster Police Department. Police then went out. They went to check out the vehicle, which had been parked at this Millard Street address for 2 weeks. And I would assume they had a search warrant. But either way, they went to check it out and opened the vehicle, found the storage bin, which was sealed, opened that, and they found London Thomas's body inside the sealed storage bin. My goodness. Neighbors said they watched as police discovered Thomas's body inside a white SUV parked in a neighbor's driveway. They say the SUV had been parked there for 2 weeks. No one seems to know how it got there. According to neighbors, a single mother and her 3 children live at the home where the SUV was parked. Sally Andrea Cola, did I say it right? Thank you so much for your sticker. I really, really appreciate it. Kerry says, like Bruce Rivers would say, she'd be self-snitching. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this little detail here, it's quite odd, about the vehicle being parked there, neighbors seeing a strange vehicle, not knowing how it got there or whose it is. And I'm glad that that friend, though, did the right thing and called the police. I'm also glad for their sake, because otherwise it's as if the ex-boyfriend and his mother were going to frame this person who helped them move the storage bin. Imagine if he didn't say anything. Yeah, so because he didn't know what was in the storage bin, right? Now the location apparently is just 4 blocks from her home, and Salisbury met up with dozens of other loved ones for a candlelight vigil. So I just wanted to put that snippet in there. I'm like, oh, so is that location, that's according to this news article, I've linked all my sources in the description box. 4 blocks from her home, that's also so weird. Like, okay, so the Oakland County Medical Examiner rules that London's manner of death was homicide by asphyxia. Charla was then charged with lying to the police, but later released, and everybody was shocked because, oh my word, yeah, they found 17-year-old London Thomas's body, who'd been missing for 3 weeks, family searching for all of that, right? And nobody's charged? Like immediately. Of course not. The investigation had to go on. But you guys, it took until now, as in just like 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? Today's October 18th. They were just charged. This was posted October 17th, yesterday. At the time of this live stream, it's October 18th of 2025. It took until yesterday to charge the ex-boyfriend and his mother with murder. So yeah, this investigation involving the FBI has been massive. Equestrian 100 said, hello, all glad to be back. Was unplugged for a bit, but back. Thank you for being back. You said this case is new to me. Thank you, Monster in chat. The like button works. Oh, nice. Thank you for checking that as well. Okay. So Charla was initially just charged with lying to the police. They say authorities say Thomas was strangled to death and then her body was stuffed inside a plastic bin. I mean, what on earth? So let me show you this clip of when Charla was arrested, and how disappointing as well it must have been for the family to be like, okay, she was arrested for lying to the police. London Thomas's family was like, they know they've got something to do with it now. But then the charges were dismissed. Okay, they were dismissed in August, by the way, so check this out.
Video showing the woman arrested and charged for lying to police officers during this investigation. 7 News Detroit with the only camera in the courtroom for arraignment.
And it's been less than a week since London's body was found in Southfield. At one point, her boyfriend was named a person of interest in her disappearance. He has not been charged.
7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wimbley questioning the defense attorney of the woman charged today. He's also speaking with London's grandmother about this break in the case.
Investigators initially had 2 people in custody with seemingly the hopes of getting homicide charges on both of them. Now they have 1 suspect in custody facing a lone lesser charge. They, however, are adamant the investigation is not over. Charla Pendergras was back in custody less than 3 hours after she was released from the Inkster Police Department Friday. Pendergras arraigned on a 4-year felony of lying to police as they investigate the death of London Thomas, the 17-year-old who went missing last month and whose body was discovered in an SUV in Southfield last week.
The defendant did knowingly and willfully make a statement or statements to the office that she knew were false or misleading, and that London Thomas left 27262 Carlisle through the front door, alive and well.
Pendergras was taken into custody along with the 23-year-old man, believed to be a relative.
Ma'am, look at this is the ex-boyfriend's mother. She tells the police, she left. There's ring cams around the area. They obviously canvassed the neighborhood, asked for, do you have ring cam, dash cam, anything? Checked all the neighborhood cameras and saw, no, she never left the house. After entering the home, never left again. So yeah, the mother was charged, the ex-boyfriend's mother, with lying to the police.
Last Saturday after authorities found Thomas's body. They were held for nearly a week without being formally charged. The 23-year-old man was released Friday morning without charges. Pendergras's defense attorney, Terry Johnson.
Let's go back to a week ago. You know, they were turned in on a homicide charge. And they were held approximately 129, 130 hours, violation of their rights. And, oh, we're going to do something. We've got this, we've got that. And they come out with lying to a police officer. I mean, they are doing nothing but grasping at straws at this point.
Meanwhile, London Thomas's family reacting to Pendergras's criminal charge.
I could feel it in my heart when I was talking to her that she was lying when she said that London had left.
Justina Martin says Pendergras's relative was in a relationship with Thomas. She was last seen at a Pendergras family home on Carlisle in Inkster April 5th.
I want justice for my granddaughter, and I know she lying. I know she had something to do with my granddaughter's death. I believe she killed my granddaughter.
But no homicide charge has been filed against.
It has now. Mama Bear, that was the grandma, spot on with her gut instinct. Of course, you know, the people arrested are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but they've been charged with murder. So yeah, the grandma, shame. She had that feeling, right? Okay, so we've seen that one. Then let's have a look at this. Okay, so her body was located in this plastic storage bin that was sealed, put in an SUV. The SUV parked at a random address. Miss Detroit on point with the info. Do you perhaps know, have you heard, is there any connection to the house where the SUV was parked? Like, does Charla and Jalen, do they know the person or not? Or did they just park it at some random address? I can't imagine. Okay, so when they found her body, there's some clips of that as well. Let's see this. Shame, man. So London Thomas's family talks about heartbreak of missing teen discovered dead. So I'm going to show you that clip in a moment. Let's just see what we've got up next here. So the Michigan State Police, the FBI, Detroit Police Department continue to investigate the case. Charla told the police that she saw London leaving their home, but phone and video records confirmed that she lied. Then we saw her get arrested. May 2025, she was arrested for lying to the police, held on a $50,000 cash bond in the Wayne County Jail. There's her mugshot. And then in August of 2025, her charges were dismissed. Okay, Miss Detroit on the point with the info says no, right? Do you also have questions? I got so many questions. Then it says Charla Rashida Pendergras, 48, was charged with lying to a peace officer for comments that she made to police after the teen's suspected murder earlier this year. However, that charge was dropped after prosecutors noted that the person she allegedly lied to was a federal agent. According to the prosecution, a federal agent does not meet the definition of a peace officer under Michigan statute, so the case could not proceed. However, the case was dismissed without prejudice, meaning that Pendergras could be recharged in the future. So that was in August. 2 months later, arrested again, charged with murder. So now let's see, once they had found London's body in that vehicle in the storage bin, this was her family's reaction to that.
It's like living in a horrible, the worst movie you could ever imagine. Over and over again, it never ends.
A grieving mother trying to process the unimaginable. Her daughter, London Thomas, found dead in Southfield Saturday night. She had been missing for 3 weeks.
When they came and told us, it was like my heart stopped. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. This is crazy.
The 17-year-old was last seen alive in Inkster on April 5th. The FBI, local police, and everyday people spent weeks looking for some sign of the teenager. On Sunday, April 27th, Michigan State Police confirmed they recovered London Thomas's body on Saturday night. 2 suspects are in custody in connection with the case, but investigators aren't saying who they are or exactly how they're connected to the case.
17 years old and you just take somebody's life. It's not right. It's not real. Like,
There's no manual for this. It's no manual to be a parent. It's no manual to bury your child. It's no manual, you know. I'm doing as best as I can with the help of God.
A GoFundMe has been set up to pay.
Shame. So they set up the GoFundMe. They said, help us lay London Ryan Thomas to rest. Her funeral was then held on her, they said here, actually May 10th. It was May, the news report said on her birthday, which is May 10th. But okay, 14 days until service. It says here May 12th. So they already had her funeral. Okay, so then if we go from there, let's see what happens next in this timeline. Let's just see, wait, murdered London Thomas, ex-boyfriend and mother charged. That's the next thing in the timeline, so let's get to that. So I wonder if this mother thought, phew, okay, that was close, and now I'm out of here. No, they're just building their case. The FBI, Michigan State Police, the Detroit Police, Inkster Police, they all were working hard behind the scenes. On October 15th, that was 3 days ago, bench warrants were issued for Jalen and his mother, Charla Pendergras. On October 16th, Jalen and Charla were arrested and charged with second-degree murder and tampering with evidence. On October 17th, they were both arraigned at the 22nd District Court in Inkster. We're going to watch them get arraigned, okay? And then Jalen is being held on no bond, and his mother's being held on a $5 million cash bond. CEO Laura said, proud Grizzly, Miss G, and mods ensure a top-notch community. Love all your coverage. Thank you so much, and thanks for supporting me for 1 year. Happy Grizzlyversary. Miss Detroit on the point with the info. He looks crazy. Yeah, he does not look well, and that mother looks sinister, right? Look at her face. Oh, my word. So one wouldn't ordinarily judge a book by its cover, but in these cases, damn, like you're arrested and charged with the murder of a teenager, a 17-year-old, and yeah, your friend snitched on you, thank goodness. The friend told the police, saw something and said something. Felt uneasy, like, I don't know why she wanted me to move the storage bin. I don't know what's going on here, but like, you guys need to check it out. The police check it out and they find a missing teenager's body inside that vehicle. So again, I'm so glad that Charlotte's friend called the police. They knew something wasn't right, and yeah, now they're going to pay the price, thank goodness. They could face life in prison if convicted. In fact, let me just quickly look at this. The Wayne County prosecutor, I've linked their press release, which my presentation includes all the information that they've shared on there, except for this one where they say both defendants were arraigned this morning, okay, in 22nd District Court before Judge Sabrina Johnson. Defendant Jalen Pendergras was remanded. Defendant Charla Pendergras received a $5 million cash bond. The probable cause conference is scheduled for October 22nd of 2025, so that's on there, at 9 a.m. The Wayne County Assistant Prosecutor, Dominic DeGrazia, will prosecute the case. and they said that they could face life in prison if convicted, both of them. All right, so in seeking bond for Jalen Pendergras, because I was thinking, well, why does he have no bond and why does she have a $5 million cash bond if they're both charged with the same things? They say in seeking no bond for Jalen Pendergras, prosecutors reiterated the severity of the charges and an alleged willingness to intentionally mislead investigators. The state also noted that he's currently charged in another county with making a false report about a felony. I don't know what that's all about. While out on bond in that case, prosecutors said that Jalen Pendergras was recently arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence, though he's not been formally charged in that case. So this guy's making quite the rap sheet already. Right, so that was him in court via Zoom. Now, her family said London didn't deserve this at all. And if you know something, tell something. That's what's wrong with the world now. Tell. If you know something, tell it. Justina Martin Thomas's grandmother said. And whoever did this to my grandbaby, I want justice. I want you all to suffer like she suffered in that car. I want you all to suffer in the penitentiary, she added. So we hope that there will be justice for London Thomas. Now, let's look at this clip here where they say the mother of the ex-boyfriend and the ex-boyfriend were arrested.
That they may have been in a relationship, but allegedly all ended before she arrived at the home. Weeks later, police say April 26th.
Let me just boost it for you. The sound is a little bit soft, right? Okay, hold on. Here we come back.
Her body was found in an SUV in the area of Millard Street in Southfield near 8 Mile. Police then go on to say that Pendergras was named immediately a person of interest. His mother, Charla Pendergras, was charged with lying to a peace officer, but those charges were later dropped. But they say that it was a tip from one of her friends that helped investigators get to the body. This week, both the son and mother, both Pendergrases, were arrested and charged with second-degree murder and tampering with evidence, and family tell us they absolutely still can't believe it.
Miss her so much. I miss talking to my grandbaby because she always call me and say, Grandma, I love you. And I miss her. I got her pictured all over my house. And I knew they was gonna get her. I am happy. And I want justice for my granddaughter. I want them to get the maximum penalty they can get for my granddaughter. Because when I talked to that mama, I knew she had something to do with it.
Yeah,
and you could hear the heartbreak there. Just listening to the grandmother it was so tragic. And she says that she and family will be there for the arraignments tomorrow, which are expected to happen 9 a.m. in Inkster. Reporting live here in Southfield, Lauren.
Who's ready to watch the arraignment? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Arraignment should be up next. Hold on, what else do I have? Yeah, the arraignment, and then we've got 2 more clips after that. Okay, this arraignment is 11 minutes long. So we'll put it like this. I'll also put the closed captions on for you.
Case number 25-1709 and 25-1710 FY People versus Charla Pendergras, People versus Jalen Pendergras.
And good.
Dominic.
My apologies.
Dominic DeGrazia, P69815 on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Terry Johnson, P70773 on behalf of Ms. Charla Pendergras.
Look at him. He looks like unbothered. He looks bored. Like, what are we even doing here? He's just shaking his head. Whatever. Really? Do you understand what you're charged with? Whoa.
Who's present and stands to my left?
Good morning.
May it please the court, Judge. My name is Adam Clements. My P number is 77233. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Pendergras. Sir, state your name for the record, please.
Yes, it's
Stand up.
Good morning, everyone. All right, so date and time scheduled for arraignment. Do you wish to have the charges read? Mr. Johnson.
Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment.
Did you hear what he sounded like? Jalen Pendergras. Oh, my word. Okay, speak up.
We'll waive formal reading on behalf of Ms. Pendergras and would like to ask the court to enter a plea of not guilty.
Very well. As to Mr.
Here's his mother.
Enter a plea of not guilty. As to Mr. Jalen Pendergras.
Your Honor, we waive the formal reading of the information as to allow the defendant to stand and have a plea of not guilty entered on his behalf in this time.
All right. Court will enter a plea of not guilty on behalf of Mr. Pendergras. As to bond for Ms. Charla Pendergras.
Your Honor, while I understand that these charges are very serious, I'd like the court to take into consideration the mere fact that this matter... I'm sorry. Oh, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm normally used to the prosecutor being in the courtroom.
Yeah.
My apologies, Mr. Grizzly.
Judge, I ask that there be no bond set for each defendant, or alternatively, a very high cash bond. Regarding Ms. Charla Pendergras, she does not have any criminal history. However, she is charged with second-degree murder. And I think, more importantly for bond purposes, this is a case where the evidence, I believe, will be abundant that both defendants, but particularly Ms. Charla Pendergras, engaged in a extended campaign to lie to the police, lie to law enforcement to cover up her actions. She was originally charged with lying to a peace officer, which was later dismissed because an FBI agent is not a peace officer in Michigan. But the point is that Ms. Charla Pendergras, I don't believe, can be trusted to follow the orders of the court. She has shown in the past her willingness to be deceptive, to be untrustworthy, and given the serious nature of these charges and the circumstances behind the actual crime itself, I'm asking that there be no bond for Ms. Charla Pendergras, or alternatively a very high cash bond.
Mr. Johnson, do you wish to respond?
I do. Your Honor, I'm just rather shocked that the prosecutor can say that my client is not able to follow court orders. This court is aware Ms. Pendergras was placed on a bond, a high bond, and Ms. Pendergras followed all of those bond conditions. Not a single time was there any allegations that she violated or did anything that she should not have done. As a matter of fact, Your Honor, even after the case was dismissed, that was back in August, so about 3 months ago, she's done absolutely nothing. She has nothing to hide. The problem is she didn't cooperate with the police in a manner in which the police wanted her to cooperate. To come forth and say no cash bond, or to say no bond or a very high cash bond, is ridiculous. She is not a flight risk. She's been here at every single court event, and I would ask that if the court sets a bond, that it be a reasonable bond. Again, based upon her...
It was $5 million is what was said. Denise said, what age was the mother again? Did they say 49? Jalen, her son, is 23. And they are accused, both of them, of second-degree murder and tampering with evidence. The second-degree murder charge is because 17-year-old London Thomas, her manner of death was homicide, and the cause of death, asphyxia. And her body was found inside a sealed plastic storage container, or sealed plastic bin, as they say. They word it differently sometimes, right? In an SUV that they abandoned for 2 weeks. And who knows how long would they have abandoned the vehicle? Like parked it somewhere on Millard Street? Okay. An address we don't know if they're connected to at all or not. You're just going to leave that there? What's the plan? What were they planning to do? But yeah, okay, so $5 million bond is what she got. This is the London Thomas's ex-boyfriend's mother. Okay.
Actions that this court has saw, not the allegations that have been put forth by the people.
Thank you very much.
Would the court like me to address Mr. Jalen Pendergras, Judge?
In just 1 second, I had just a couple of questions. Where does she work?
She's a caregiver, Your Honor.
To someone who lives in the home?
No, Your Honor.
She's a caregiver now accused of murdering a teenager. Whoa.
And the address we have for her on Roth, is that the best address?
What street, Your Honor?
Roth.
Roth, no.
Okay, so Mr. Johnson, if you can make sure we have an updated address too for her.
I will take care of that.
If that's not the correct address. Then, the address that is correct, how long has she been there?
Approximately a year, Your Honor. Is this the address out county? Outside of Inkster?
Whatever her current home address is, how long has she been associated with her current home address?
Oh, over a year.
Okay. All right, court, in consideration of the charges, in consideration of public safety, and I am concerned about the charges that include tampering with evidence and or allegations of not being cooperative with the police. The court is going to set the bond at $5 million cash. Ma'am, you are not to leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. If you do make bond, you'll be on a GPS tether. You may not be in possession of any weapons, ammunition, drugs, or alcohol, and you can have a seat for the moment. Mr. DeGraw.
For the moment, yes. Janine Doyle, you actually ask the question, the main question we'll have. What reason on earth would they do that? Why would they do this? Why on earth would this 23-year-old idiot murder a 17-year-old? And why is his mother also involved in the murder? That's what they charged with, so it's just allegedly at this point, right? But why? Question says, do you have CC on or do I? Maybe we both do. I have it on. Mine is in yellow. Mine is like a highlighter, you see. Wow, so I don't know what happened there. I don't know, because they said when London arrived at the house on April 5th, when she was dropped off at 4 in the morning, they'd already broken up. So maybe she was just there to fetch stuff that belonged to her items, you know, personal belongings, whatever it could be. Maybe she was there to confront him, for all we know. Maybe she was there to break up with him. I don't know. But her being a minor and him being 23, I think that could be something. Maybe I'm speculating that he saw as a risk. Like, I'm going to tell people what you did or whatever. And maybe he thought that's a risk, and maybe that's also why the mother's involved. I don't know what to think, because I don't know why this mother would involve herself at all. Even, she's not only just charged in, you know, tampering with evidence or trying to cover up the crime, and all, she's also charged with second-degree murder. Like, what the heck? Okay, thank you, Lady Praise. Welcome to Grizzly Supporter.
As to Mr. Jalen Pendergras.
Well, obviously, Your Honor, the seriousness of the charges are severe. I would ask for no bond or a very high cash bond, but Mr. Pendergras specifically, he again, like his mother, showed a willingness to lie to the police and to deceive police. But more than that, he is presently charged in Oakland County with making a false report of a felony. He was originally given a tether bond, which was reduced. And since that bond was reduced, it's my understanding that the defendant has recently been arrested under suspicion of operating while intoxicated. Now, it's my understanding he hasn't been charged with that crime, but he said at least has had police contact while he's been on bond in a pending case in Oakland County. So for those reasons, Your Honor, I again ask for no bond or a very high cash bond.
Mr. Clements?
Yes, Judge, what I would say on behalf of Mr. Pendergras is it's interesting and rich that the prosecutor brings up my client's Oakland County case, a case which I believe undeniably will be dismissed. The reason why my client's bond was decreased in that particular matter is because the case is in fact so weak. But nonetheless, as I'm in a venue where litigation is underway, we have a motion to dismiss that's pending in that regard, and I think that we'll be successful. But I think what's pointed in this particular case is that in that particular matter, my client was placed on a house arrest tether. During that particular time, he never missed court, he never violated any conditions of his bond. But moreover, more importantly, as it relates to this investigation, in this case, when did Mr. Pendergras ever flee the jurisdiction? When did he ever run from law enforcement? When did he ever refuse to come in and meet with them? And it's news to me that he ever provided any false statements. I'm sure Mr. DeGrazia will give you some discovery to that effect. But I've never seen any of that information to suggest that he's provided any false information to law enforcement. So rather than attack a criminal history, the prosecution is asking the court to look at allegations that didn't even lead to a charge as it relates to an OWI. And that's purposeful. And the reason for that is because my client has no significant criminal history that the prosecution can point to. He's been compliant throughout this entire ordeal. So to somehow suggest that he would be a flight risk when he's never fled or done anything to that effect suggests that he's a flight risk simply because we've decided to charge him after 6 months. So what I'm asking the court to do in this particular matter is to consider the fact that if a defendant is compliant all the way through, retains counsel, and does everything that he's asked to do, at what point do we actually respect the fact that he's presumed innocent? I'm asking the court to set bond in this particular matter at $100,000 cash surety. My client can go on a house arrest tether. He's not employable right now. We don't have any objection to him being on house arrest, and he's already demonstrated that he can comply. But more compelling.
This is normal speed. I had to check, okay? Now, I see a lot of questions about the car. I don't know. There's limited information in this case. I have all the same questions as you. Was it their SUV? I don't know. Do we know who the SUV was registered? Nope. There's a lot kept very close to the vest. Of course, the FBI is involved, Michigan State Police, the Detroit Police, the Inkster Police, multi-agency investigation here is what happened, right? So Sharon also said, do you know to whom the car was registered? I do not. Somebody asked earlier about the autopsy results. We already went over that, but do you mean for additional information? I don't know. All they've said was that her manner of death was homicide and the cause was asphyxia. So that's all we know so far. And I mean, yeah, it took 6 months to get to these arrests. There wasn't much going on. There wasn't even a press conference in this case. Not one that I could find. And I've kind of known about this case, but it went so quiet for so long. And then you heard, oh, okay, his mother was arrested, but then the charges were dismissed. And it was like a little bit like, what is happening? So this is huge news in this case. One was when her body was found. And then it was like, whoa, well then who's going to be arrested? And to wait from April until now for these 2 arrests to be made, yeah, that's huge news in this case. So now finally, the wheels of justice are turning, right? And we're going to keep an eye on this case. Maybe more information will come out, of course, once they've had their next hearing in court, which is for October 22nd, which will be the probable cause conference. So after that, perhaps, I don't know though, because she was a minor, so sometimes they seal documents, but maybe then we'll see a probable cause affidavit. Maybe we'll learn more information, because right now we don't know all that much. We just know the timeline, and I've tried to find everything I possibly could for you to bring to you today. We're going to watch the rest of this arraignment quickly. I just wanted to tell you, the Wayne County Michigan.gov, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office said, on April 5th of 2025, Ms. Thomas was reported missing by her sister to the Inkster Police Department. She was last seen at approximately 4 a.m. when she was dropped off at Jalen Pendergras's house in the 27260 block of Carlisle Street in Inkster. It's alleged that Jalen Pendergras and Ms. Thomas had been alleged that they had been in a relationship, but that it had allegedly ended at the time she arrived at the house in Inkster. You see, that wording is interesting. Like, they say had been involved, but that it had allegedly ended at the time she arrived at the house. So was she there to break up with him? Was she there to say, I'm going to help you? I don't know. And I don't know why she would be dropped off at 4 a.m. and where, because apparently her sister dropped off. We don't have those details. Like, what was she going there for? And did she say, pick me up at 5 a.m.? Like, you go do your thing, pick me up afterwards. And then she wasn't there anymore. The mother, this Jalen and his mother said, oh no, I don't know, she's not here anymore, she left. That's why she was initially charged with lying to the police. Because she said, London Thomas isn't here, we saw her go. Yeah, that turned out to be a lie based on video and phone surveillance evidence that they have. And that's all they've told us.
And anything, judges, he's looking forward to having an opportunity to finally have his name cleared. We want the evidence to be brought forth just like everyone else does, because as of right now, only the prosecution has that evidence. We've never seen anything that suggests that he's broken the law in relationship to the death of London Thomas, or that he's obstructed justice in any way at all. So for those reasons, Judge, I'm asking for a fair and reasonable one. Thank you.
Okay, considering the fact.
Okay, he's going to have no bond. We're going to watch that now. Miss Detroit on the point said her cousin dropped off. A lot of the news reports say sister, but I get how they could, along the way, mix that up. But thank you for the info. So you say her cousin dropped her off and felt bad for doing so. No, they already broke up, cousin said at the vigil. And I mean, do you know when they met? Do you know what I mean? Like, how long did they allegedly date? Interesting. And I wonder why, was her cousin on the way somewhere that early in the morning and just said, oh, can you just quickly drop me off, or what? I'm sure we have millions of questions. Make sure you leave your comments below after the live stream as well. I look forward to reading them.
That this court must consider in order to set bond or any type of pre-trial release, given the nature of the charges. Was Mr. Pendergras working at or around the time of the incident? And if so, where and how long?
Well, at the time, at what period of time?
Back in April.
Well, he wasn't allowed to work, Judge, once he was charged in Oakland.
Okay. What was he doing before that? Where was he working?
He was not working.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, and so the court is going to remand Mr. Pendergras, set no bond given the nature of the charges. And we need to set a probable cause conference date. Is everyone available to zoom in for a probable cause conference on the 22nd of October?
What time will that be, Your Honor?
9 a.m.
Yes, Your
I'm
Honor.
sorry, Judge, I didn't catch that date.
October 22nd, 9 a.m. for PCC on Zoom.
On behalf of Ms. Pendergras, Your Honor, I'm available, or will make myself available.
Mr. Thomas?
I made it work.
All right, Mr. Degrassi, you're good with that?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, and we'll set dates at the next hearing. We'll set exam dates. I was going to try and see if we could pick exam dates since I have all of you here and everybody's got a calendar.
Oh, I understand, Your Honor. I would hope once we receive discovery.
October
You'll have a
22nd.
better idea of how we need to schedule.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get it all.
But they did make it for October 22nd, so we have that. Mr. Troy, on the point with the info, said no, she had just got her hair done. Who? London or the cousin? And you said just got her hair done and dropped off. She just got her hair done and dropped off. And just got her hair done at 4 in the morning? Like just finished at 4 in the morning? Is that so? Any information, if there's any family or friends watching and you want to share any information that you can share, don't share what you can't share, okay? You can email me, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. It's grizzly like the bear, double Z, right? You can email me and share whatever you would like to share. I also keep all my sources anonymous. Okay, so let's have a look at this clip now.
Murder of his 17-year-old girlfriend, London Thomas. Thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Shayna Humphreys.
And I'm Terrence Friday. It's been 6 months since Thomas was killed. Now both Charla Pendergras and her son Jalen are facing serious charges for her death. CBS News Detroit's Terrell Bailey spoke with Thomas's family about this prolonged wait for justice.
It's been 6 months since London Thomas was killed. Much of the case had the metro area concerned. Now authorities have charged London's boyfriend and his mother with her homicide.
I hope it was worth it in y'all lives because y'all life is over with.
Charla and Jalen Pendergras are now charged with second-degree murder. Thomas's cause of death was determined as asphyxia.
Harming a child, taking their life, that's beyond being a parent. That's just straight evil.
When London first disappeared, her family spent hours searching the Inkster area. Now knowing Jalen's mother is accused of playing a role in London's death, it's unsettling but not surprising for the family.
It's always been heavy on my mind that they were involved somehow, some way. Now, that just clarifies, what I've been feeling, what everybody's been thinking.
We got new details from Wayne County prosecutors on what happened following London's disappearance. They say a friend of Charla's told police Charla allegedly asked him to take a sealed plastic bin and drop it off, which he did.
I just couldn't believe it. Like, how can somebody be so evil when it comes to a child? Anybody for that matter, any human being, we are humans at the end of the day. I mean, don't nobody deserve that, period.
London was last seen in the early morning hours of April 5th after she was dropped off at an Inkster home. Her body was found weeks later on April 26th in a bin inside a car on Millard Street in Southfield.
There's no time machine to erase what you did. There's no coming back.
London's stepfather showed me the tattoo he got in London's honor. With the latest charges, the family feels one step closer to justice.
It's hard to, not sit in the house and not think of her at the table or on the couch without getting emotional because, that was our baby girl.
If convicted, both Charla and Jalen could face up to life in prison. The two are expected to be arraigned in Inkster Friday morning.
And they were arraigned, right? Okay. So we have that. I just quickly want to see there's 2 clips here of the candlelight vigil, right? And I see they released pink balloons. I don't know if that was a favorite color or not. But while we're here, let's quickly have a look at that. Hold on one second, I'll bring it.
We begin with
Family and friends
heartbreak
of
in
London
Southfield
Thomas
as the
gathered.
community came together to remember London Thomas.
It's such a painful tragedy. London's body was found Saturday, 3 weeks after she was reported missing.
She was just 17 years old. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Duffy.
And I'm Whitney Burney. Tonight, London's family opened up to 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham as they are left with more questions than answers.
From crime scene to candlelight vigil, dozens of loved ones of London Thomas wanted to make sure her memory lives on. Cedric Salisbury headed towards the corner of Millard and Sherman Avenue, an intersection he told me just gained any sort of significance the night before when he got the news the body of his 17-year-old daughter, London Thomas, had been found in the area. just 4 blocks from her home.
Justice for London, for me, means everything right now. I'm so heartbroken. I need answers. I have no answers. I want answers.
That's what everyone wants who showed up to the intersection on this night for a vigil. Dozens gathered, lit candles, and released the balloons.
It showed she was a loving child, person, well loved. Just a happy, friendly kid. She'd do your hair if your hair wasn't done. She was just a good kid. And this is sad the way whoever did this. They could have beat her up and let her go.
London's aunts and her grandmother expressing gratitude that she was found, although not how they had hoped. And so they have so many questions, like why she was killed and who the 2 people are that police have in custody. Back on April 17th, the FBI and police searched London's 23-year-old boyfriend's home in Inkster.
London didn't deserve this at all. And if you know something, tell something. That's what's wrong with the world now. Tell. If you know something, tell it. And whoever did this to my grandbaby, I want justice. I want y'all to suffer like she suffered in that car. I want y'all to be suffering in the penitentiary.
All we can do is just wait and hope for justice, because she was too sweet to be done like this.
Anyone who has information in this case is urged to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK.
It's not too late. You can still call Crime Stoppers if you know something. I like her grandma a lot. If you know something, tell something, right? Okay, so that's the information that we know right now. Let's see if at any point documents come out. They still have to have their probable cause hearing on October. It's a probable cause conference, October 22nd of 2025. So I have put all my sources in the description box below. Miss Detroit on the point with info. What you just said there about the box and all of that, if you have sources, like if you have articles or any official sources with that information, could you please send it to me? grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. So thank you so much everyone for being here. I will keep you posted on this case. As I say, in 4 days from now, there's going to be this probable cause conference, and maybe more information will come out from that. I don't know if they'll be streaming it or not. We'll see what we're doing on that day as well, but I'll definitely be watching. Maybe we'll watch it together. And if not, I'll take notes and then give you the updates, right? So thank you for studying this case with me. I really appreciate it. I think it's so sad that London was only 17 years old and was murdered, and that her body was put in a storage container and then just left in a vehicle like that. It's just so dehumanizing and terrible, you know. So I really hope that there will be full justice for London Thomas. I hope that her family knows that this community of Grizzlies has got their back, that we are in full support of justice for London and for them. So thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate it. I hope that you have a great weekend. Today is Saturday, right? I don't even know what day it is. We've been so busy, right? Saturday, October 18th. So I hope that you have a great day or evening or whatever time it is for you. And I will, of course, see you again very soon. Please leave some comments, your thoughts. Maybe if you ask something, I can go and dig and see if I can find the answer. I've tried my best to dig out as much as possible now. But ask your questions, leave your comments below, and remember to like and share so others can also learn about this case. Okay, bye everyone.